Welcome to this edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Paige Ray. Joining us today is the Dean of Library Services, Dr. Christopher Shaffer. Dr. Shaffer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we are talking today about all of the events, all of the speakers, and all of the things that are to come at the library this semester. We got an email that listed all of them, and I have to say I was really impressed by how many things are going to be happening just upstairs.
Yes, and this is all surrounding one traveling exhibit that we're getting from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in conjunction with the American Library Association, called Americans and the Holocaust. And it's our politicians' reactions as well as just the public's reaction to the Holocaust from the perspective of our home front. And we have been waiting for this for over 3 years now because we got COVIDed.
Yes.
And so we received the grant in 2019. I went up for the training in January of 2020, which was also the last time I took a flight. Oh. And so it's just nice to finally have this happening.
Absolutely. So talk to me about, you mentioned that it's a traveling type deal. What sparked your interest about it? What made you think this is something we need here at Troy University?
Well, I came here in 2005 as a librarian. I've been an administrator since '06, and what I have always tried to do is get interesting programming, often through grants, into all of our libraries. And so when this announcement came out, I thought this was a really good opportunity for us and for our students and faculty. And of course, we have a noted scholar here, Dr. Dan Puckett, who's an expert on the Holocaust, specifically Alabamians in the Holocaust.
So walk me through what participants and guests for these events can expect. What kind of topics are we going to be covering?
Well, one of the big things we're doing is we're going to have a teacher workshop, training them on how to properly teach the Holocaust in their classes. And then we're going to have 5 speakers, all who have written books on the topic of the Holocaust. I mentioned Dr. Puckett. We're also going to have, and I got to use my cheat sheet, several of these people are on the Alabama Holocaust Commission along with me, and our goal is to promote Holocaust education. So Dr. Jonathan Wiesen of UAB, Lisa Leff, who is with the Holocaust Memorial Museum in DC. She's written a book called The Archive Thief that I think everyone's going to really enjoy that presentation. And then we have 2 sort of unique speakers. Holocaust survivors themselves really are no longer able in most cases to tell their stories anymore. So quite often their children have started taking on that responsibility. And so Ann Mullengarten from Birmingham will be telling her father's story. And then a teacher in Hoover, and I hope I've got that right, Amy McDonald wrote a book with a Holocaust survivor who lived in Birmingham and told his story. So she's going to come down and talk.
And what do you hope the students who, or even faculty members of the community, whoever, attends these events, what do you hope they get out from it?
Well, I think there are a lot of lessons beyond just the Holocaust, because you just learn the importance of battling racism, battling prejudice, saying, that's wrong when you see something. So think of it as Morality 101 on some levels.
Morality 101, I like that. Now, when does all of this start?
The exhibit is supposed to be here by March 17th. If it arrives a couple of days early, hopefully we'll have it up on that day. But the week of March 17th, it'll be up, and it'll be here through April 28th. And I think we're going to have a brief film series in addition to all of this, but we're still working on that.
Okay, so to be announced on that part. Okay, and for people who want more information about this, where could they go, or what do they need to look for?
One of the easiest things to do is follow the library's Facebook page. Just search for Troy University Libraries and it'll come up.
Perfect. All right. Well, Dr. Shaffer, we appreciate you not only talking with us today, but making it possible for this to come here. You mentioned that you keep an eye out for events like this, and we appreciate you doing that.
And I do want to say one more thing.
Sure.
Alyssa Martin, our librarian in Montgomery, wrote the grant that got us to this point.
Yes, make sure to give credit to everyone involved, right? Well, thank you again so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on this edition of Trojan Talk.